What is going on, everybody? It is Nidge here from Nidge Plays, just here to remind you that if you are enjoying the content, to leave a like, comment and subscribe to my channel to help it grow. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 16 of our Real Betis career mode save. We're getting close to the end of the first season now. We've got 4 games for you again today. The first one is against Elche, the second against Athletico Madrid, the third against Barcelona, and the fourth against Sevilla. And like I just mentioned, we really are getting close to the end of our first season now. It's scary how quickly it's gone. I believe after today's episode we'll have played 32 games out of 38, so we really are on to the final push now to get that top 4 spot that we are after. But today's episode is a bit of a mixed bag, really. Like I said, we start off against Elche, and we'll talk a bit about this game now. I don't know if you remember, but we played Elche earlier on in the season, obviously. Well, of course we did, obviously not. But yeah, we played Elche earlier on in the season, and they gave us a really tough game, but we managed to scrape ourselves a very undeserved win. And when I saw that we got them again, I thought, Elche, yep, we can do this. We can do this. But no. Once again, they played really well, and this time we just couldn't pull through. We were really missing Eduardo, who was still injured at this point. He comes back in the next game against Athletico Madrid, but there was just something not there. I think there's general low energy in the team, which was a bit of a struggle, but there was a bit of them playing really well, and then we only had a handful of chances, and we just couldn't take any of them. And you'll see here again, it's a great save from Adan, that is, and that's one of the things I was going to talk about. Despite this game finishing the way it does, Adan really did have a good game in this match, and that's probably the best save he's made all season. Really top save there from a quick reaction volley from the Elche striker. But we do come out in the second half a little bit better, and despite the fact we're 1-0 down, I still thought we had a chance. And Video once again doing his weavy magic, forces a good save out the keeper in the end after he cuts it back. Then Origi here, surely it's got to be. No, absolutely awful from Origi, but we do shortly after that get punished by Elche. Like, as you can see here, we conceded a free kick quite a distance out, and he hits it really well, and Adan again makes a really good save, but they just pounce on the rebound. I'm pretty sure he tipped that onto the post, and like I said, that's maybe equally as good as the first save he made earlier in the episode, but he really does seem to have picked up his form a little bit lately, and that's nice to see. You see here, we do get another couple of chances, but we just can't take them. It's one of those games where nothing seems to be falling for us, and we do lose 2-0 in the end. So, Elche, one of those teams that we shouldn't be underestimating, as we got quite lucky the first time we played them, and the second time they destroyed us, basically. But we head into the next game now. Athletico Madrid, a team that you expect a bit more of a test against, and it's just strange how FIFA works. You can see their line in a second there. They've got the exact team that you'd expect. Diego Costa obviously still leading the line for them at this point because he's not moved to Chelsea. Obviously that's only just happened, but really strong team. And whenever we seem to play these really big teams in Spain, we always seem to step up our game a lot, and that does happen again in this fixture. As you'll see, we create so many chances, and we do play a lot better. Like I mentioned already before in the last game, Eduardo is back in this game. There's the Atletico Madrid lineup, and you can see it's a very strong one. But yeah, I was pleased to get Eduardo back in the team, and he will make a difference pretty early on here. Nelson does really well to find some room for the shot off the post, and it's a really tidy finish from a tight angle from Eduardo on his weaker foot as well. Oh, sorry, a bit of a voice crack there, but yeah, really good finish there on his weaker foot, just to squeeze it in at that near post. Nelson's effort really unlucky, but who's the first there? Who's the most alive person in the box? It is Eduardo, and that is once again why we have bought him in another really good example of why he's making a difference for us this season. But we get another chance here, but Courtois makes a really good save there to push that out wide, and you can see we're creating so many chances. We're ripping Atletico Madrid apart the way that we should be ripping teams like Elche apart. But like I say, it's strange the way that FIFA works sometimes, in that you can, I don't know if it's sometimes because these bigger teams come out a bit more, so you got a lot more room to attack, or maybe just Elche are just one of those teams, I don't know. But I sort of think that it might be to do with, we're really unlucky there as well, truly just hitting the bar, and then after that we get punished for missing all those chances in the 89th minute. It's 1-1, but I was just going to say, teams like Elche perhaps stick more men behind the ball. It doesn't feel like it in the game, but maybe that's what it is, to just play a bit more defensively and on the counter, and it's harder to deal with. But yeah, for all our dominance, Adrian pops up with an 89th minute equaliser, and that is how the game will finish. You can see by the stats we really deserve more than that in that game, and Adrian's little goal there at the end, robbing us of an extra 2 points, and those points, as I've mentioned in many episodes gone by, are going to be very vital now because it's so tight. As you can see the table there, we've still got that gap, and we're quite fortunate really because we lost to Elche and got the draw there, and it does seem that as we stumble and stutter and drop points, that the teams below us are dropping points a little bit as well, so we are a bit fortunate there. But as I've already mentioned the games in this episode, it's a really tough one. I mean, we've just faced Athletico Madrid, come off the back of that last minute equaliser for them that was really brought me down a little bit, and then we head into a game away against Barcelona. It's not what you want to be seeing on your fixture list, but once again, as I mentioned against Atletico, when we play these big teams, we really do seem to step up our game, and we've got a full strength team in this one as well. Truly dropped back to the bench, who's been okay when he's filled in, to be honest, but Baptiste is back from injury at this point as well, so we've got him and Eduardo up front, and as you'd expect, Barcelona starting really, really well, piling on the pressure, but it is actually Real Betis ourselves that get the first goal. I was still on goal, and I thought, Barcelona away, time to get sweaty. Had to square that across just to make sure I scored. I was going to shoot with Baptiste there, and I thought it's not worth it. It's not worth it if I miss. I'm against Barcelona, just square it just to be sure. And I remember this happening last time we played them, but after they started well, and when we got the goal, we actually started to get the momentum, and we actually started to really take charge of this game, and we actually ended up taking a 2-goal lead. What a strike this is from Eduardo. It's his second goal with his weak foot in this episode. Both goals have been really, really good for different reasons. The first one, as you saw, is squeezed in at the near post, but this one is just a really, really nice volley. To be beating a keeper of Victor Valdez's quality from there, it has to be a good strike, and that's exactly what it was. Straight across the keeper, really good hit. And he'll have another chance here. Tries to dink it over the keeper, couldn't quite get the hat-trick, and they really were living dangerously, Barcelona, at this point. But then a bit of magic from Messi to find Christian Teo in the space there ensures it's going to be 2-1 before half-time, and that does mean we're going to be under a lot more pressure in the second half than it looked like it would be at first. Because like I said, we really were controlling the game well, and that's reflected there in the stats. You can see we really were playing well in this game, but with that Teo goal, you always know you're going to be under a bit more pressure, especially from the likes of Barcelona, but we do still manage to get a few chances, and what a block this is. Decent save from Valdez. I don't know if that rebound shot was going in, but we'll never know because it was a really nice block. And then Baptiste flies over on the volley, and that actually will be the end of the action because we get a 2-1 win away against Barcelona. What a result, but wait. It's happened again. You have got to be kidding me. After such a great result, it happened a couple of episodes ago where the game decided to just not load, and once again here, it is so frustrating, especially after such a great result. And the thing is, last time I managed to sim and finally get the same result, I mirrored the result, and it was in the cup, so it wasn't so much of a big deal. But with this being such a great result, and in the league, I simmed it about 20 times, and I just couldn't even get us to get a win. So in the end, I had to settle for a 3-1 loss, despite the fact we won the game after simming it. But the reason I settled for this is because I'll show you the table in a second. All the other results went our way, so when we won before, I'm pretty sure that the teams around us also all won, but this time when I simmed it we lost, but the teams all around us also lost or drew, so it didn't have too much of an impact on the table, and it ends up being pretty much what it would have been anyway. But obviously everyone's just got 3 points less or 1 point less, so we do fall off Athletico Madrid a little bit, but realistically I don't think we're ever going to catch them. But other than that, it plays out exactly the same as how it would have done, except we've obviously got an extra loss rather than a win, and Eduardo unfortunately loses his 2 goals, but that, in my mind, he'll always have those 2 goals. I won't be crossing those off his tally, but yeah, in the end it's a shame that we have to take the loss, but because of the way it's happened and all the other teams losing around us, it hasn't made any difference whatsoever, so we can take that. And it is a shame, like I say, but it doesn't really make any difference realistically as far as the table goes. But we do head into the last game of the episode here against Sevilla. After that result against Barcelona, despite the fact that obviously I'd had to sim it so many times and get the loss, I still felt good because it felt like a win after we'd actually won the game, obviously. And I was hoping that we could carry some of that momentum into this Seville game and get another win. And Seville, one of those teams that I think we're sort of swapping with, basically, because realistically you're probably looking at Sevilla, a team that might be challenging for that top 4 spot, more likely to be challenging for the Europa League, but they're one of those teams that, like us, they'll be aiming to try and get that last full spot if they can. So I think this is basically the team that we've replaced, but over the last year they've obviously lost Negredo and Navas to Man City, and they're big losses to a team like Sevilla, and I don't really think they've replaced them too well. But once again, we start off really well. And we do go 1-0 up here with a really nice goal. We ended up passing this around the box for a long time. We've seen the end of that move. But Verdo here with a lovely little back heel. Finds Video. Nice touch around the defender after the little cutback. And he finesses it into the far corner. Lovely goal from the young man. Once again showing that he's probably been our player of the season. Lovely little bit of dribbling to get around the defender. You'll see in the replay, he does get a little bit of luck. It sort of just bounces off him a bit. But the cutback was really good. And he finishes it well with a little finesse. So once again, he was doing well in the last episode, and he does seem to have found that form again that he had earlier on in the season. But Seville weren't to be any pushovers. Again, a really good block here after that little nice little move again. We were playing some really nice football in this game, but Seville weren't to be any pushovers. And after half time, have a really good effort that again Adam does really well to get to. He's had a really good episode this today. He's made a couple of good saves in the first game, and then in this game he makes that good save from the free kick. But here we go, another chance falls to Paulao. What is he even doing there? I have no idea, but that was to be the last chance of the game, and we do get the 1-0 win. Player of the episode today has to go to Eduardo. Played 3, scored 3, 2 in the Barcelona game, which I know we lost 3-1, but I still counted a 2-1 win. And then the goal in the Athletico Madrid game as well, and Video and Verdu getting the runners up. But we'll have a quick look at the table now. You can see we're still looking pretty comfortable, 6 points ahead of our closest competitors for the 4th place spot. And like I said, we look like we really could hang on to the 4th place, fingers crossed. But it's going to take one last push for the last few games, and hopefully we don't fall apart and we can hold on to it. But that is to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching and supporting me, everybody. Shall see you next time. Nidge out.